Your vote won't make a difference. I never thought I would say this, but my position has changed. Black people, your vote won't make a difference. You heard me right. Your vote won't make a difference. Now, before you criticize me or whatever you want to do, at least hear why I believe what I believe. I know this is a radical position, but a great deal of thought went into it. I'm just tired of what I see. Give me a few minutes and I will explain why. But to understand why I believe what I believe, we have to look at Mississippi. But even as we look at Mississippi, you must understand that your vote doesn't make a difference. When the Southern Army was defeated, soldiers from the North were stationed throughout the South. They were like an umbrella of protection for newly freed African Americans. Under that protection, something happened. The 15th Amendment gave black men the right to vote. In Mississippi, black Americans outnumbered whites, which meant they could vote blacks into political office, and there was nothing the former slave masters or anyone else could do about it. Under the protection of the Northern soldiers, their right to vote was protected by Northern troops, and these former slaves began electing their own representatives. The vote gave a voice to the victims of slavery. Former slaves voted someone of their choice into office, and since blacks were in office, whites were not. But because of a backdoor deal, all of the progress that was made by voting would be wiped away. All of the progress made would be lost. But then in 1877, Northern troops were withdrawn from the South as part of a political deal between Democrats and Republicans. And with their departure, the umbrella of protection was gone. The old slave-owning class quickly reasserted power. Their first target? The ballot box. They had to stop blacks from voting because since whites were outnumbered, if nothing was done, blacks would always be elected, and they couldn't let that happen. The Southerners knew that the vote was the key to black empowerment, and they were determined to stop blacks from voting by any means necessary. So they became terrorists and terrorized blacks until they either stay away from voting or were killed if they did. The Ku Klux Klan became the domestic terrorist organization using violence, intimidation, and murder to suppress the black vote. New laws were created as barriers to keep blacks from voting. They were afraid that if black Americans continued voting, they would control the political future. They realized that the way to stop the progress of black people was to put as many barriers as possible between them and the ballot box. They realized the power of the vote. Imagine you're playing a game and everyone is supposed to get a turn. But every time it's your turn, someone moves the line farther away, hides your game piece, or changes the rules just for you. That's not fair, right? That's what has happened to many black people when it comes to voting. Even though the law says everyone should get a turn, or a vote, some people have made it harder for black people by making rules that are confusing, like telling people they need certain ID they don't have. Closing polling places, especially in black neighborhoods, so people have to travel far or wait in long lines. Removing people from voter lists, so they show up to vote and find out they don't exist anymore. Limiting early voting or mail-in voting, which a lot of people rely on if they work long hours or don't have a ride. You might say these are small things. They can't stop nothing. They may be small individually, but together they impact a lot of people. It's like putting up invisible fences that say, you can vote, but we're going to make it really hard for you. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. I guess your vote does make a difference after all. Bishop Michael Canyon.